The following program may contain strong language and content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. How's everyone doing? This is Thursday evening, so you know it is time to have a candid conversation. I'm your host, Kire Senoj. Thank you for being here. I love you all for rocking with me. Tonight is the second part of Black and Missing. So tonight, hey, meet the Whitakers. So tonight we're going to discuss missing Black men. And but before we get into the show, can everyone pause 1 second? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kwame. Oh my God, mishaps always happen. I'm sorry. But as I was stating, before I know Kwame, that's why I said, oh God, that is not, shut up. There ain't no trade. Honey, it was food because bitch is hungry. But which was supposed to be here 30 minutes ago, but nevertheless. Tonight, like I said, it's part 2 of Black and Missing. But before we go there, I want to have a talk about us as a people. So I did a story on TikTok about the 4 Black Americans that went to Mexico. Now, the first video I made, in fact, for those of you who watched it, thank you all, because that's my first time ever hitting 300K. Excuse me. So, but I got a pushback from, I got pushback from all races. But I'm not talking, like I said in this video last night, I'm not concerned with Caucasians or Hispanics. I'm talking about us. How we see each other, how we see ourselves. So everybody kept telling me, I was reporting what was said on the news and by the young lady's mother. So everybody said, no, it is drugs. They went down there for drugs. Everybody just kept pushing it. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I just don't believe it. I really believe the young lady was having a procedure. Now, in the video, I stated I thought she was either having a BBL or a liposuction. Well, it turns out she was getting a tummy tuck. Now, shout out to a young lady on TikTok named Karina Worldwide. Thank you, Karina Worldwide, for your not thoughts, but your reporting on the situation, because she lives in Mexico, so she had like a wide view, and she was able to give what the Mexican newspapers were saying. Now, according to her reports and the Mexican newspapers, they were there for a procedure. It was not drug related. And if you've been listening to the news, the cartel has apologized because they're taking responsibility and saying it was their fault. Now, the apology won't bring back the people that they unalive. So the apology, that's null and void. But anyway, they apologized. So it was their fault. Here's my thing. We automatically assume, and I said we as a people, automatically assume that it was drugs. They went out there to score. And like I said on the TikTok, 2 people. Had it been, it was 3 men and a woman. Now, one of the dudes that got killed, he didn't even want to go. They talked to him and he kept saying, I don't think it's a good idea. Something don't feel right. And I say this to anybody. If your first mind tells you something don't feel right, don't go through with it. I don't care who going. Let them go. You stay. So anyway, they went, and we now know what happened. They got ambushed. And there's also a young, innocent Mexican lady who was killed as well. So like I said, we automatically assumed it was drugs. Everybody got a lot of people came at me. It was just, that you just dumb, you stupid, whatever. It's just that whole lot of stuff. Now come to find out they really were there for a procedure. This is my point. Had that been Marsha, Greg, Peter, and Bobby, nobody would have thought it. Like, oh my God, that poor lady, those poor people, Jesus help them. But it's our people, a bunch of N-words going down there to get drugs. We got to stop doing that. We have to get to the point where I want us to get to the point where we don't even use that word, the N-word. Now, as Carly pointed out, I do say it if I do well. When I talk about CNN making a joke, changing nigga network, but you'll never hear me say, if somebody said, well, Kwame, that N-word over there, do it, whatever. I'll never do that. That's not me. But until we see ourselves better, like today, somebody sent me a video of a dude going off about reparations and talking about how black people want to get paid reparations for something that they didn't earn. Once you announce that something feels right, unfortunately, it's every man for themselves. Somebody has to live, tell the story. Listen, meet the workers. That's what I'm saying. Don't go. If you feel it, don't do it. Is it true they drove down? Yeah, they drove down there. They drove from South Carolina. Absolutely. Now the city that they drove to, I can't pronounce it. I know it ends with Moors, but the city is named after a man who was known for killing Moors, aka black people. I thought that was interesting. But anyway, this video. So the video, the young man talking about reparations. I sent it to other people just to get their thoughts. I just said thoughts. Now he used the N-word 1,001 times in this video. He starts off the video saying, "You black N-words." I'm like, well, what are you? We have to see ourselves above N-words. That's my point of that. We have to see ourselves better, and we have to want better. We have to do better. I want us to be better. Don't automatically go to the worst when we hear a story or do something. I said last night, and I was so mad last night, I probably said some things I shouldn't have said, because I said, you all did your research on these people, but y'all will never research the ones that's laying next to you at night. You're laying next to some dope dealers. You're laying next to a pedophile. You're laying next to whatever. Please keep yourself aware of global news. Yes, at least research before you go somewhere. Yeah. That's why everybody said it was drugs, because you could have flown down cheap, so it looked a little suspect. Well, I'm about saving the coin. But Dr. Hope, they have Facebook groups for people who like to drive back and forth to Mexico. Now, I'm not that trusting, because you'll meet people in the group, and you all can meet at a certain point, and you all caravan and go together to save money. I'm not that trusted. I don't know you. Now, one of the Thai Squad, the Cat Club members, or the Pyromaniacs, yeah, I feel like I can rock with y'all. But somebody, I'm just anybody else I'm just meeting like on this app, I don't know you. We're gonna take a road trip together? Not me. But I just want us to be better. I want us to do better. I want us to get to the point where we know we have to overcome these past traumas. Because that's all this is past trauma that's coming into now. And that's what I want to say on that. So now we can get into the black and missing. All right, Kwame. We're going to start off with Anthony Bueller. Anthony Bueller, who is, this, like I said, black and missing. There are a lot of missing brothers. A lot. of missing brothers. It's crazy. I thought it was something with the women. But anyway, Anthony Bueller, who is originally from Bellport, New York, who now is 34 years old. And he was last seen on November the 21st in 2021. He was on his way to a drug treatment center in New York City, but he never arrived to the treatment center. He took a cab, and he got out of the cab, but he didn't go into the center. So the cab driver asked him, "Would you like me to wait, and take you back to Bellport?" I don't know where Bellport is. He refused, and he just walked off, and no one has seen him since. Now, on that particular night, he was wearing a gray hoodie, sweatshirt, and blue jeans. He is 5'10", 170 pounds, light complexion, brown eyes, short black hair. He's also, this is important, he's also a schizophrenic, and he needs medical attention. He needs his medicine. He doesn't have that. Well, he didn't have it, and he doesn't have it. So if you have seen this brother in New York or anywhere, please call the New York, the Suffolk County Police Department at area code 631-854-8500. His name is Anthony Bueller, the schizophrenic, and he needs his meds. And that's for him. Now we're going to move on to cases. Well, this needs to be solved. Go to DeAndre Brown. DeAndre Brown. This just needs to be solved. Now, this brother right here, he will now be 40. Now, he's been missing since 2005, July 29th, 2005. He's from Jasper, Alabama. And he was 22 at the time. He's 6 feet. He was 210 pounds. Now, he was last wearing a white T-shirt, some blue denim Tommy Hilfiger shorts, black leather sandals, and he had a gold nugget bracelet on his left wrist and a gold watch with the bracelet. Also, a gold ring with a yellow stone on his left ring finger, and a gold ring with a diamond chip in the right finger, and a gold rope necklace. He liked gold. So now he has a tattoo of the name Amani, Ahmani, in cursive on his right bicep, a tattoo of a cross underneath the phrase God's child on his upper left arm. Both his ears are pierced, and his nickname is Dre. So now Dre was last seen at 11 a.m. on the 29th of July, 2005 in Birmingham, on Birmingham Drive in Jasper, Alabama. So he borrowed his sister's car, which was a 1991 Honda Prelude, and he told her he was going to some friend's house. Watch what you call friends. To a friend's house in Carbon Hill. And no one has heard from Dre since. This is why I said this needs to be solved. So the people at Carbon Hill around the residents of the house that he was going to said they heard gunshots. And when the police searched the neighborhood, they found his clothes with blood on them. All his clothes were bloodstained. And 2 days later, they found the car, but the car was burned up. And they found it near Rickwell Field in Birmingham. It was burned and completely destroyed. So they suspected foul play. Well, naturally. And so if anyone has any information, please call the Jasper Police Department at 205-221-6790. That is Jasper Police Department at 205-221-6790. Watch who you call a friend. Because sometimes people be jealous of you and will try to set you up. Which, to me, this is what I'm getting out of this. Like I said, the people around the area said they heard gunshots. Nobody saw, as usual, nobody saw anything. But they heard gunshots. Now, we're going to go to, this one's sad. Go to Charleston Goodwin. This one hurt. This one hurt me. Charleston Goodwin. Oh, God. Okay. Charleston Goodwin is, he was abducted in front of his house on January 28th, 2018, off of East Woodcraft Parkway in Durham, North Carolina. Now, the entire abduction, the whole thing was seen by his mother from her bedroom window. So now, the reason behind the abduction was, snap-ola. Oh, doggone it. Okay. So So the reason behind the abduction is an alleged incredible informant told the police that Charleston broke into a drug dealer's house. Supposedly Charleston was a corner boy. If you don't know the corner boy is a boy that stands on the corner and sells crack, weed, whatever. So Charles is supposed to be a corner boy, and he got into an argument with the dude that pushed him on the corners. They had an argument one day. So to retaliate, to get back at him, Charleston supposedly had broken into this man's house, and the man saw it on surveillance camera that it was Charleston. And he took 2 bricks of cocaine, and put the bricks of cocaine in his pants. So he stole that from the man, allegedly. So now, in a the dope deal allegedly hired a crew specifically just to kidnap Charleston. Now, on the night this was supposed to have happened, Miss Tammy Goodman, his mother, she says she has proof of where her son was on that evening. Now, rumors swirled around the neighborhood that Charleston was being involved as a dealer, but Tammy insists that's not true. She said, if my son was a drug dealer, my car wouldn't be about to be repossessed. I would be able to afford food, my doctor's appointments, and I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now because my son wouldn't have allowed it to be that way. Well, that could be partially true. That could be true. But if he was hiding it from her, then she would never know. Now, it says, so he was on his way to the store. And his mother said he was about to get to his blue BMW. Okay. On the way to the store, and he said, he called to her, I'll be right back. Well, when he got up there, 4 men in a minivan, pulled up in a silver minivan, Honda minivan, pulled up, and one man got out with a rifle, and they started coming to him and grabbed him. He yelled for help. He yelled, help, mama, help me, mama, help. But she looked out the window. I guess mama ain't got no peace in her because she saw everything, looked out the window. She hollered out to them, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? They didn't say anything. They started. So he was fighting, according to the people that watched everything, he was fighting them off of him, but it didn't avail. So they end up putting him inside the minivan and they drove off. So now 2 people have been arrested in this, but nothing else has developed since then. Now his daughter was 7 at the time. She's 11. And she, according to the grandmother, Miss Tammy, says she becomes ill every January 28th. She just gets sick. Now, this is what's crazy. So they believe that he was murdered, but they believe that his body was fed to hogs. That must be some Southern stuff, because I've never heard nothing like that. But anyway, they believe his body was fed to hogs. Now, his mother, she is in... I'm just going to say she refuses to believe. I don't want to say she's in denial, but she refuses to believe that. She is holding on to the hope that this will all end and Charleston will return home safe and sound. She believes her son is alive and he's going to be here. He's going to return home safe and sound. Okay. My heart goes out there because watching her talk about it was heartbreaking. I mean, of course, that's her child. But she really believes that this boy is going to come home. Partially, yes. But your parents don't know everything about that truth. That Rashad, that's true. That's why I said partially. Mama, you ain't got no heat. Damn, Dr. Hope. Possibly mistaken identity. Well, now, okay, so now to that question, according to the informant, there's 2 informants for the police. They are insisting that this young man is a corner boy. And one of them is insisting that he did break into the apartment because they said the man saw him, because the man has surveillance cameras all around his house, and that Charleston is on that camera. It's definitely him. That's what the informant says. I don't know. I was thinking the same thing when I first got into this. I said, maybe it's mistaken identity. Maybe he looked like one of the boys in the hood, but the informant pointed him out directly to the police, which may be why they're kind of slacking on this, because they believe that I don't know why they believe this, but they believe that his body, that they fed him to the hogs after they did what they did, and they fed him to the hogs. So that if anyone has any information, please contact the Durham Police Department. Durham Police Department. And I don't have a number. I don't. But Durham, call the Durham Police Department if you see anything. Now, I'm really hoping that they solve this case. Now, I don't want to, sound doubtful or downer, but I don't believe that this young man is going to come home, because they're not going to hold you that long. It's 2018. This is 2023. They're not going to hold him that long. No. So I wish his mom the best. I hope she gets some therapy, but she is yet holding on, as the church folks say, yet holding on. All right, Kwame, let's go to Deshaun. I think that's how you say it. Deshaun Stokeland. Deshaun, Dashand. Kwame, are you there? Are you there? Oh, it was. Oh, shoot, it was. That's right. It was. Well, go. Okay, well, Kwame, no. Yeah, play the video of his mama, and then we'll go to Deshaun.
And today marks the 2-year anniversary of a Durham father's disappearance. Charleston Goodman was abducted from his home off East Woodcroft Parkway in South Durham on this day in 2018. Eyewitnesses say several men forced the 26-year-old into a silver van. His mother saw the attack from her bedroom window. Durham police have not officially said what may have led up to Goodman's disappearance. The case is being investigated as a homicide after police sources told investigators Goodman may have been killed. They're asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I miss my baby so much. I just want him home. I believe in my gut and my heart that he's somewhere being held. I don't think he's dead.
It's Tammy Goodman, Charleston's mother. She told us that Charleston's 7-year-old daughter gets sick each year on the anniversary of her dad's disappearance. The family is asking the community to pause at 6:20 tonight to remember the exact time Goodman went missing.
Now this was 2 years ago, but there's a recent interview, and she's still holding on to the hope that Charleston will come home. I don't think so, but if he did, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Okay, now we're going to Deshaun Stokeland. Deshaun, Dashand, Stokeland. Deshaun Stokeland was 36 at the time. So now he's been missing since November 23rd, 2016, from Atlantic City, New Jersey. This young man is 5'6" and weighed between 190 and 200. He has black hair, brown eyes, and a black birthmark on his right hip, a hernia operation scar, and a scar on his navel. Now, he has a tattoo of the name Marlene on his right arm, a tattoo of the outline of a skull on his left arm. At that time, he had a full beard and mustache. That's how he looked in the picture. That's how he looked when he disappeared. A mustache when he was disappeared. So on 11/23/2016, November 23rd, he was last seen on the 200 block of North Carolina Avenue in Atlantic City, New Jersey, around 1:45 in the morning. So he was driving his grandmother's car, which was a blue 2016 Subaru Legacy in New Jersey, with New Jersey license plate. The license plate number is C79G as in God, N as in new, K as in no. On the 22nd, he spoke to his grandmother on the phone. It was late in the evening. She said he was incoherent and he couldn't form a complete sentence to tell her where he was. She probably asked him, y'all know how old people are. Where my damn car? Boy, where my car? But he couldn't tell her what the car was. So he was known to frequent Camden, New Jersey, as well as Philadelphia. Now Deshaun, who is now will be 42 years old, he's the father of 5 children. Now, if you know anything, please call Atlantic City Police Department at 609-347-5780. He was no one knows where he was on his way to, but he was out in his grandmother's car. Like I said, he talked to her the night before, but she couldn't get anything out of him. So, and that's the car. And that's Deshaun right there. So if you know anything, call. Right, and right now we're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be back to do more Black and Missing. welcome back. So before I go there, I want to say if you missed us on Tuesday night, come this Tuesday where we do Pyro Power Hour, the reality TV edition. It is a lot of fun. It's me, Kwame, and a young lady by the name of Miss Lisa. Not the Miss Lisa in the taskbar, but another Miss Lisa. It's a lot of fun. If you missed this show, please go back and watch it. It was really good. We talked about Real Housewives of Potomac and the Queens of R&B. And if you have not watched those, go back and watch the reunion and go back and really watch the Queens of R&B. Really, really good show. Really good show. So we'd love for you all to watch the shows with us and then, give your input. See me tell us what you think. So now let's get back into more Black and Missing. Black and Missing. All right, we're going to go to Eotis Harris. Eotis. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this man's name right. But he's been missing since 2021. June 15th to be exact. And he's 5'9", 175 pounds. He will be 34 years old. He has black hair, brown eyes. Now he has several tattoos. He has a tattoo of the name Trey, which is his nickname, on his left calf. He has a panther and the phrase mature and petite on his back. I don't get that one, but it ain't for me to get. An owl on his right calf. Now he has a mustache and a goatee when he disappeared. And he wears eyeglasses. So now he lived in Fort Worth, Texas. And he was a special ed teacher. Now on June the 15th, he called his mother. This was kind of strange, his mom said too. He called his mother around 3 o'clock in the morning and said he was on his way to walk his dogs. He was outside walking his dogs. Now his mother, she said she found it kind of odd because of the time of morning, but she didn't say anything. She said she didn't sense anything, so she didn't pay no mind. She just let it go. I keep telling you, if you feel something, go with that feeling. So he called her back at 4 o'clock that morning, but she didn't answer. She missed the call. So when she got up at 7:45, she called him, but he didn't answer. So she kept calling. And eventually the phone went straight to voicemail. And he continued to post on Facebook, or somebody continued to post on Facebook the very next day. But no one has heard from him since. Now he wasn't at work either. So on the 16th, his blue 2020 GMC pickup truck was found abandoned at a stoplight on US 83 south of Aspermont, Texas, 3 hours from Fort Worth. Who leaves a car at a stoplight? Yeah. I say foul play, but it was operable, and his keys and his wallet was left on the inside. Now, 2 witnesses, this is what's suspicious to me. 2 people said on US 83, they saw a black man get out of his truck at the stoplight and walk 2 dogs going southbound. So you got out of your car at a stoplight to walk your dogs. Just let the car stop. You didn't pull over. Just got out at the stoplight to walk your dogs. Okay. Maybe they had to pee. Now, the police returned the keys and the wallet to his family without even having to process for evidence. They just gave it to him. That's suspicious. Very suspicious. You didn't run anything. You didn't run no tests. You didn't run no fingerprints. Nothing. You just took it and gave it to the family. Okay. Now, later on, the 2 dogs, they were found dead near where the truck was abandoned, near the stoplight. Nobody saw it then. Odd. Now his cell phone pinged on the 17th in Quanah, I think Quanah, Texas. Quanah, I've never heard of that. We're gonna say Quanah, Texas. And now his suitcase was found undamaged on the side of the road in Paducah, Texas. Now, according to his mother, 6 weeks later, on August the 3rd, someone changed his Facebook password. The computer that was used to access the account was in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's strange. The person who changed it has not been identified and is unclear to authorities if it has any relation to his disappearance. The case remains unsolved. Come on now. Who has access to your social media passwords? I've never shared a password. Yeah, I've never shared the no, but let me take that back. I've never shared. Yeah, no, I've never shared a password. I have shared, but you only share that things like to me. You share things like that with a significant other. I shared. But with my significant other, I didn't share a password. I shared my PIN number from my ATM card. I shared that, and yeah, that was it. But I never shared password. So whoever this person is, I believe, yeah, something. I don't know. I'm thinking some things. I don't want to say that, but it's kind of. What do y'all think? Before I say what I think, or if it may push me. All the technology and they can't get a location on the phone. Right, Rochelle. You just know it pinged in Corpus and it pinged in Purdue. No, that's what the suitcase was found. But it pinged in the Texas and somewhere in Texas. But before I think what do you all think? Because this sounds like somebody he knew and just didn't tell anybody about. Because they changed your password. Because when Facebook, you had to go through hell and high water for your own password. Like they email you, send you a text, and you know the password. Like you all know, you have to have your email address. So this person knew, because you can't just a stranger. You wouldn't guess their password. You would know it, or you know some things about them where you could probably guess the password. But that's why I picked difficult passwords, because you can't guess mine. You would never. I'm like, you wasting your time. You would never guess my password. Yeah, it's just wild. It's wild to me that this he disappeared, and it says the case remains unsolved. So if anyone knows anything, if you have any leads, please call 281-309-9500. 281-309-9500. That's Eotis Harris III. Eotis Harris III. But what I was gonna say was I said it sounded like it could have been a bad hookup, or he was going to be somebody, because he had a suitcase. Because he never mentioned to his mom that he was even going anywhere. He just said he was going to walk his dogs. But then they found a suitcase. I thought that's kind of odd. So I think it may have been like a hookup, something, or X. Yeah, Rashawn. Of course, it could have been X. Yeah, people are crazy out here. And yeah, but it's somebody knew him. Yeah, definitely. This case seems a bit more straightforward. Well, I don't know, because like I said, it's just strange that they haven't identified the person who changed the password. Which means if you're leaving it unidentified, you know who it is. Because you can trace the IP address, of course. So you know who it is if you're not saying anything. That would make me sick. You know, why won't you say anything? Who are you protecting? What's really going on? Anyway, okay, we're gonna go on now to Byron Speller. Byron Speller. This is sad. This is sad. Out of Augusta, Georgia. This young man, he was 24 when he disappeared on June the 29th in 2018. This sound okay. Now I really want to know what you all think about this before I give what I think. Okay, now he locked himself out of his car. He was at Kroger's on the 3400 block of Wrightsboro Road in Augusta. He locked himself out, so he called a locksmith, and then he called his brother Corey. The locksmith came and unlocked the car, and Corey was there. Corey said, "Hey, all right, I'll see you back at the house." And Byron said, "Okay, see you then." Byron never came home. And that's the last time Corey saw his brother. And no one has heard from him since. Now, a week later, his 2005 Chevy Trailblazer was found abandoned and unlocked at a gas station at the pump. Now, pause. Now, the gas is in the 2200 block of Lumpkin Road. Pause. Who leaves a car at a pump and the workers don't say for a solid week, and the workers don't say anything? The car is just sitting at the pump. I know Augusta's not that big, but it ain't that small either. And so no one said anything for a whole week. Now the employee said the car had been sitting there at the pump for a week. Excuse me. One clerk called the deputies to have the car towed after a week. And that same clerk said that the security cameras on that side where the car was are broke. All of the cameras are broke. Okay. What'd you say? Where's the camera from the gas station? Yeah, that's they said. Yeah, the cameras on that side of the building are broke. The security cameras, yeah, they're broke on that side. How convenient. Now, at that time, he was raising two children. They were aged 7 and 2, which now they're 11 and 6. Their mother had died in 2017, and the family is now not giving up. They have searched the city on their own, hoping to find Byron. When he disappeared, he was wearing a white T-shirt, blue jeans, and some boots. Now, Byron is 6'1", 170 pounds, and at the time when he disappeared, that's what he's wearing. Now, if you have any info, please call the Richmond County Sheriff at 706-821-1020. That is Richmond County Sheriff Department at 706-821-1020. By that, now, the pictures that I've seen, I only get Kwame Devlin. Somebody like, listen. So, the family also said they searched where the car was. Now, the area that the gas station was in was an area that they used to live in when they were children. Hey, Keith. When they were children, they lived in that area. So I don't know if he went back there to visit or what. But anyway, they said they searched all of there. They searched downtown area and the surrounding areas that were places we used to go. We used to hang out. No one saw anything. But no one from the gas station saw a thing. They have questioned. Supposedly, the police questioned. The family did question because the family has basically taken things into their own hands because they're saying that the police are moving slow. Which I can believe that. They didn't mention anything about combing the car or anything. They just said he left the car there and they had called to get the car towed. But yeah, somebody lying. I'm gonna comment on that. Somebody's lying somewhere. I don't know if this man had a breakdown or what and just walked away, but just disappeared in the thin air doesn't make sense. It does not. But the way he's built, like some of these dudes, and I've described how they're built. I'm gonna get to that in the end though. It's to me, it's something to it. Everybody say if you hear what I'm saying, everybody that's disappeared, they all sound alike in the build department, the way they're built. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I do not. And then next one, there's not much on this one, and it goes back to anyway. Pull up Gaylord Dennison. Gaylord Dennison II. So Gaylord Charles Dennison II has been missing since December 19th, 2022. This is a fresher case. And he was from Glen Burnie, Maryland. He is now 42 years old. He's 6'2" and 170 pounds. I told you everybody got the same build. Brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen at the Ocala Stone Apartments in the 2000 block of Registertown Road. Now, Gaylord's family tried calling his phone, and somebody answered the phone, but then they quickly disconnected the call. That was on the night of the 19th. They have not seen from or heard from him since. Now, Gaylord has a record. And he wasn't clean cut and innocent. He had a record. And I think that's why people are not doing anything or saying anything. There's not much information. No one knows. If they know anything, they're not reporting. Because this is all the information that's out there about him. But I put his picture out there in case anybody's seen it in the DC area or Maryland area, Baltimore area, and that part of the country. If you've seen, call the Baltimore City Police at 410-396-2477. He was known to hang out in the Baltimore area as well. So 410-396-2477. No one knows anything. The family don't know anything. All they know is they called his phone and somebody answered the phone and then hung up. And they haven't heard anything since then. Nothing. Now, what I want to say is, because I'm gonna say this one next week. I'm gonna do the boys next week. Cause I need to I was gonna do Zayden McKnight, but it's a lot of stuff that I missed. I gotta get back into that because there's a lot more out there. So anyway, what I want to say is these men that I described, everybody seems to have the same build, and I think this is attributed to organ harvesting. I believe these men are taken and they are getting the organs. So like I said last week, there is a black market and there is a demand. There's demand for melanin. Somebody pointed out last week, and very true. Demand for melanin. There's demand for kidneys. There's a demand for uteruses for women. There's demand for a lot of stuff on the market. Now, like some people, these men are not, obviously they're missing, but you have some people go in, look on the black way up and go in like, hey, you can take this kidney out. You only need one, and they get money for it. If they were white, they'd be found. Baby, listen, Rayshawn. Why is the circumstances always unknown? Such a bit. Right, Miss Lisa. That's Miss Lisa. That's a part of the Tuesday night show. But anyway, yes, Miss Lisa. I don't know, but no one knows anything. But I'm like, the family, maybe he didn't tell where he was going. Because like I said, he was a dude. The way he described, he was a dude. He was a street dude. And he probably didn't tell the whereabouts. Hey, I'm going out. But that this made me, doing these cases, it does make me, rethink some things. Like, that's what I always do. Hey, I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm going out. I'm going out. And I don't ever say. But, yeah, I do think we should do that. Tell somebody. Tell somebody where you're going. Because, yeah, a lot of people just come up missing. But, yeah, I believe since all these men have like the same build, same stature, I believe this is what it was. And like I said, remember last week, one of the cases, the young lady, she told, well, no, I didn't. I'm going to talk about her. But it's a young lady that's missing. And she had talked to her mother, and she had told her mother she was being trafficked. She believed that's what was happening because this white van just kept following her. I said, that's a white van Tyson talking about. But yeah, this white van kept following her. And now she's missing. So yeah, I believe stuff like that happens. That's not just TV. That's not just hearsay. That's not just malarkey or made up. This is really happening. This is real life. And if people are missing, their families are going crazy because no one knows anything. The police are dragging their feet. Like Rashawn said, if they were white, yeah, you would. Because there are white cases. Now, there are white men that are missing too, and white cases out here. But now when I'm doing my research, I see, on a lot of white people, found. But y'all not solving the black cases. Now there are some of the children, they haven't found, thank God, found safe, because they're on the children that are found safe, which is great. That's good. But I want us to get to the point where they're showing us equally. Because when a white chick, I forgot her name, that had to fight with her boyfriend when she went missing, that's all we seen on the news. They was interrupting news story. I forgot her name. It was driving my mom crazy because they was interrupting the Young and the Restless. Child, don't interrupt that. But for us, nothing. Like, where is Shaquilla? The Robinson, they're still not working on. It seems like they've given up on that case. And which happened in Mexico. Now, Tariq Nasheed, I listened to him tonight. He was like, black people stay out of Mexico. That there's some things happening. He was talking tonight about well, some people didn't. I didn't know this, but there was these people that were staying in the Airbnb, and they found them dead from carbon monoxide poisoning. And I had said to myself that I'm like, I don't think I believe that. I don't believe that totally. He doesn't believe it at all. And I said, I don't think I totally believe that. But if you all remember, if you don't know, there's a case where some friends went to Mexico for a vacation. They stayed in the Airbnb, just like Shaquilla and them. Stayed in the Airbnb, and they kept smelling something funny. They ordered food, and had drinks, and they kept smelling something funny. This is what one of the guys said. And this is the lady that went, her boyfriend was staying. He had talked to her on the phone, and she kept telling him they're smelling something funny or whatever. He didn't go because she went with her friends. She well, that's it. She went with her gay friends. So they went to go have a good time. Because y'all know the gays are going to have fun wherever we go. So he's like, go ahead, because she was. I forgot what she was celebrating. She was celebrating something specific, and they went to some part of Mexico to celebrate. But yeah, things are happening. So I would tell everybody that travels, be careful. If you're going to Mexico, be careful. Wherever you're going out of this country, be careful because things are happening left and right. With this passport bro situation, I think it makes it harder on anybody from America that travels, because you see these Americans and people think in those countries when we go, and they were loaded with money. Some people are, or you can be like me. I ball on the budget. When I go out of town, I find the best deals. Y'all ask my travel buddy Sean Kinsey. I'm gonna find a good deal, and because I'm like, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to have a good time. I can have the same experience as you, and do the same things as you, be in the same places as you. But I bet you I didn't spend as much as you, because I know how to find a deal. So yeah, but these people think that we have all this money, so it makes them, it makes them anxious or whatever. Now, they were saying, this is the news was saying, if you go to Mexico, don't venture off by yourself. Don't something. Now, that wasn't my experience. When I went with when we went to Puerto Vallarta, it was 25 of us. We went to a large group, and I went with the straights. So I wanted to see the gay side. So we went out. We went out to downtown. We went out to eat or whatever. Had lunch. Now I ventured off and I had a good time. I ventured off. I went to a couple bars, a couple strip clubs, and had a ball by myself. But now I would say I don't recommend that everybody do that. Don't looking back on it. Even though I had a ball, I had a great time. Right now, the way the climate is, I wouldn't advise it. Go with a friend. Have one of your friends go, hey, go with me. Let's check this place out. But even that could be done, because there was I had submitted something to Kwame with two dudes. They were said they were friends, but diving into the story. Hey, LLE, diving into the story more. I think Puerto Vallarta is safe. Okay, well, good. Okay, do that. Okay, then fine. Do like I did. Go have a ball. But I submitted the story. These pictures to Kwame as two friends, but diving into the story, I think they were more than friends. But that's me. They went to California. They went to Sacramento. They were coming from Alabama and went to Sacramento. They contacted their family and let them know, hey, I arrived safely. And 2 days later, they didn't get any the family didn't hear anything. Now, I didn't find that strange, because if I'm on vacation, I let somebody in the States, or I let somebody know, hey, I'm cool. I got here. But you don't hear from me, and you tell me I'm on my way back home. And I'm like, hey, I'm on my way home. That's me. But the family thought it was weird, and come to find out, they were unalived, murdered. I think on my TikTok. Anyway, they were killed in an area as well. The police are trying to find out the area. The police are trying to find out why they went to that particular area. You're on vacation. I mean, I don't know. But they said that they had to know somebody in the area. Maybe they did know somebody, or maybe, like I said, maybe they were really vacationing and is a hookup gone bad, or they got a party gone bad. But anyway, 2 people got arrested. 2 Hispanic guys got arrested in their murders. But it's still, for some odd reason, I don't know, they're still saying it's unsolved. I don't know if they arrested the wrong people or what. But yeah, that just needs to be solved. I want to do a case too on unsolved murders, unsolved mysteries, as the old TV show says, with Black people. Because there's a lot of unsolved things going on out here with our people. Yeah, it is. Like I said, we're missing. You're unsolved. It's a lot going on. That's why I want us to get better and come to a point where we can be unified together. Stop being against each other. Stop being for each other. That is my wish. That is my prayer. That is my hope. Anyway, thank you for rocking with me on this evening, this Thursday, good Thursday. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to Subscribe to Yeah, subscribe to Kandid Konversations, Kire, and also subscribe to Pyro Media channel, where all the shows, there's some terrific shows on Pyro Media on the real. I ain't just saying that I'm part of the family. It's some good shows on here. Y'all need to check out, ladies, I would say check out Tasha Champion show. She's dope. Check out Nicole D. Vick. Y'all know I love me some Nicole. Check out Well, everybody watches Thais. I ain't got to tell y'all that. Check out Kwame Speaks when he does it. Check us out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as we do the Power Hour every morning at 9 a.m. on the West Coast and 12 o'clock noon on the East Coast. Check us out on Tuesday, our new show, Tuesday Evening's Power Hour with Miss Lisa on reality TV. On Tuesday nights, thank you all for rocking with me. Thank you for rocking with me. I love you all. Thank you. And I'll be back next week with more Black and Missing. Let's find our people. Peace.